Welcome everyone to our Hatha yoga class. My name is Tammy and we'll begin our class on the ground, finding a comfortable spot for yourself. We're going to sit in hero, so you may join me, or you may sit cross-legged. Our focus for our class is root to rise. Root to rise meaning grounding yourself and lifting yourself out of the ground as you come into any of the poses that we are going to be doing. So feeling yourself grounded so you'll be able to be balanced, being able to find your center and your strength. Sitting in hero or cross-legged, let your shoulders relax. Take a moment here. Notice your breath. Ujjayi breath, breathing in through the nose and then out through the nose. You may close your eyes. Letting yourself settle. Feeling the rise and fall of your chest, your belly. Opening up your eyes. Coming to all fours. Rolling over to the side. And then come to all fours. Toes down to the ground. A little shift through your body. Spread your fingers out. Fanning your fingers. Wag your tail. Circles through our spine. So hold your neutral spine, natural S curve of the spine. Take your hands wider than the shoulders. And then nice big circle through our spine. Coming up and around. Up and around. And one more circle. And then let's move the other way. So 3 circles the other way. Come back to the center. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Sit back into the heels and then come forward. Do that 2 more times. And wag the tail again, because this one's always fun to do. Okay, and then hold center. Spread your fingers out. Gripping the mat with your finger pads, lifting up through your wrists. So you're not pressing down into those wrists, pressing down into the finger pads. Okay, cat, cow. Moving into cow first with a big inhale breath. Draw your heart up to the sky. Look up towards the sky, always starting first with the tailbone. And then exhale, moving through our tailbone first into cat, big arch. Inhale to cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Finding your neutral spine again. Okay, this is a great position to be in, to notice your navel. If you're really dropping down into the belly, I want you to lift up through your navel towards your spine. Engage your core muscles. Engage your energy locks, your bandhas. Lift up through the pelvic floor muscles. Relax your shoulders. About 30% contraction here. Step forward with the right hand, step forward with the left hand. Come into downward facing dog. Alternate knee bends. Pedaling it out. Moving back to all fours. Bend through the knees, come back to all fours. Take your hands behind. First uncurl the toes. Then take your hands behind. Let the forehead rest on the ground. If this is not okay for your knees, you may come onto the back into cradle, drawing your knees into the chest. Child's pose, let your forehead rest. Let yourself feel grounded again. Slowly making your way back up to all fours, toes down to the ground. Notice your bandhas, energy locks. Using your breath, always come back to your breath. Feel the earth below you. Shoulders are soft. Step forward with the right hand, left hand again, and back into downward facing dog. Drawing your heels down to the ground. Upside down V, externally rotating your shoulders in. You may have the knees bent. And then everyone bending through the knees, and then take your knees down to the ground about an inch or two from the ground and let them hover. Come back up into downward facing dog. And then let's do that again. Take your knees down to the ground about an inch or two, let them hover. And one more time, back into downward facing dog. And then take your knees down to the ground, let them hover. And then release. Step back with the right hand, left hand, all fours again. Draw the right arm up, and then draw the left leg up. Flex your left foot and hold. Feel the ground. Flexing your foot. Imagine that you're standing on the ground, rooting yourself down into the ground with the left foot. Pull everything into the center midline of your body, drawing in. And then slowly release, hand and knee come back. Other side, lifting your left arm up. Turning your thumb towards the sky is easier on your shoulder. Lift your right leg off of the ground, flexing your foot. Lifting your foot no higher than the hip. Flexing the foot, imagine standing on the ground again. Take that pressure off the shoulder, relax it. Keep breathing, stay strong, pull into the center midline, and then slowly release into child's pose. Your arms may be forward or the arms are coming back to your sides. Let the forehead rest. Releasing, coming back to all fours. Toes down, step forward with the right hand, left hand, back into downward facing dog. Alternate knee bends. And then bend through the knees, look to the hands, walk the feet forward. top of your mat. Ankles, knees, hips in line with each other. Knees are bent. Inhale, come up to halfway lift. Exhale, release, fold. This time, root yourself down into the ground. Feel yourself rooted down, and then inhale, come up to halfway lift, flat back. Release, exhale, feel yourself rooted down into the ground and rise to halfway. Exhale, release, root yourself down into the ground, and this time come up all the way. Draw your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Okay, bend through the knees, step straight back with the right foot. Place your heel down to the ground, heels in line with each other, or the front heels in line with the back arch. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana B. Inhale, sweep your arms up to shoulder height. Relax your shoulder. Check to see if the knee's turning in. Keep it forward facing. And then just over your heel. Relax the shoulders, looking over your middle finger. Sit down into warrior two. Take your right arm, lift it up and over. Take your hands down to the ground. Feel yourself rooted down into the ground as you make your way down here with hands on either side. Come up onto the ball of the right foot. Hold your low lunge. You may tent the fingers or hands flat down to the ground. Low lunge. Pushing your right heel back. As if you're pushing it into a wall. Sitting down a little lower. And then slowly making your way up to warrior A. Virabhadrasana A. Slowly coming up, your hands may come up overhead. Relax the shoulders. Keep pushing that heel back, root yourself down into the ground. You're rising with strength. Take your arms out to shoulder height, and then slowly come up to the front, a nice big lift up, rise to the front. Release, shift to the hips. Still at the top of your mat, I'm just going to change sides so you can see me on this side. Left side working through. We're going to do all the same movements that we did. Virabhadrasana B, warrior two. Bend through the knees, step straight back with the left foot. Take the heel down to the ground. Line yourself up, so set yourself up, heels in line, or front heel in line with the back arch. Knee pointing straight ahead. Your waist right over top of the hips. Inhale, sweep your arms up to shoulder height. Exhale, sit down into warrior two. Looking over your middle finger. Feel your strength coming from the ground up. Taking the left arm and windmill it up and over, taking your hands down to the ground on either side of the foot. Tap the fingers or hands will come down to the ground. Take your heel off the floor, so come onto the ball of the left foot. Hold your low lunge. Pushing the left heel back. Sitting lower into your lunge. Feel yourself rooted into the ground. Making your way up to warrior A, Virabhadrasana A. Arms up overhead, relax your shoulders. Sitting down a little lower into our lunge. Taking your arms to shoulder height. Bend through the elbows and step left to meet the right. Shift through the body. Okay, at the top of your mat again. Step straight back with the right foot, but not as great of a distance as we did before. This is pyramid. Lining your toes up so they're all forward facing first. To help you square your hips, I have this bar that I could hold on to also, so please hold on to something first to set yourself up, balance. So root yourself down into the ground for pyramid, toes all facing forward. If you find that your hips are square here, you may turn your back toes out to about a 45-degree angle. See if your hips are still square. And if not, you can turn all your toes to the front again. Place your hands onto the waist. You're rooted down into the ground. Take your hands behind. Hold onto your hands or your elbows or reverse prayer. Draw your navel in. Engage your bandhas. Draw your heart up to the sky with a small back bend. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Drawing the left hip back, right hip forward. Your drishti's at your big toe. Left leg is straight or knee is bent. Keep your focus on your left toe. With your inhale breath, make your way up, nice and slow. Still feel yourself rooted into the ground. Small back bend. Exhale, releasing to warrior three. Taking your right foot off the ground. Flex the foot. Both legs straight. Make it stronger. Arms by the side, or they may come forward. Flex that foot. Slowly releasing. And then step right to meet the left. Okay, shift through the hips. Into the other side. I'm just going to change sides again so you can see me. Bend through the knees. Step the left foot back into pyramid again. Okay. Square your hips. All toes facing forward or the 45-degree angle with the left foot. Root yourself down into the ground. And then you're lifting out of the ground with strength. Arms come behind. Hold onto the hands. Elbows, reverse prayer. Inhale, small back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Draw the right hip back. Left hip forward. Drishti's at the big toe. Right leg is straight or the knee is bent. With your inhale breath, make your way back up. Small back bend. Exhale to warrior three. Your Virajasana C. Straight legs, flex the left foot. Arms by the sides or arms forward. Slowly releasing, toes gently come down and then step forward. Shift through the hips. Okay, top of the mat. Half moon, ankles, knees, hips in line with each other. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. And then exhale, lift your arms up and over to the left side. Like you're coming up and over a ball, arms close to the ears. You may intertwine your fingers, wrapping your thumbs around each other with your index fingers pointing up. Long through the waist. Keep breathing. With your inhale breath, making your way back up. Exhale, dive forward. Now from the ground up, inhale, come up to halfway. Exhale, release. Stay strong, root yourself down. We're gonna do the same thing, half moon. So coming up, crescent moon, I should say, up all the way. Arms up overhead, intertwine your fingers. Index fingers pointing up, wrap your thumbs around the opposite way. Exhale breath, coming up and over to the right side. Inhaling and exhaling, long through the waist. Keeping your arms close to the ears. Inhale breath, making your way back up. Exhale breath, dive forward. Let yourself hang here. Hold on to the opposite elbows, your head hangs, and then sway side to side. Hold center, release your arms. Feel yourself still rooted down into the ground. Inhale breath, come up to halfway lift, flat back. Knees are bent. Exhale, release, fold. Inhale, root yourself down to the ground and then rise up. Draw your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Taking your big toes together. Sitting back into squat, fierce posture. Utkatasana. Sitting back into the squat, knees not passing your toes. Draw the navel in towards the spine. Arms may come up overhead. With the inhale breath, make your way back up. Exhale breath, arms come the opposite way and to your heart center. Okay, making your way down to the ground. You may do half of a sun salutation to make your way down to the ground, or coming down to the ground and sitting in Dandasana, you are sitting on your bottom with legs extended in front of you. So finding what works for you, you may come with me if you like. Sun salutation, we dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot, left foot back to a plank. Jump the body forward, lower yourself into the ground. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then bend through the knees, look to the hands, walk, step, or jump your feet forward. Seated, take both legs forward. Dandasana. Remove the fleshy part from your bottom, ankles, knees, hips in line with each other. Really feel yourself down into the ground, toes up towards the sky, arms by your sides, hands down towards the ground. Draw the chin into the chest just slightly. Close your eyes. Opening up your eyes, lift your chin. Okay, take your arms behind, bend through the knees. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. So first step your right and left foot out to the sides and then windshield wiper knees. From here into Pose Navasana, taking both feet back. Take your hands behind your knee pits, sit up tall, boat pose. Lift your right foot off the ground, left foot off the ground. Now you may remain here. Flexible feet, as if you're standing on the ground. Release both hands, so your arms are by the sides. You may also straighten the legs. Lift your chest up. If you find that you're rounding through the spine, please hold on to the knee pits and then just lift yourself up. And then slowly release. Cross your right over the left. Take it up, Asana. Take your hands by the sides and then lift your bottom off the ground and then release back into bow pose and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross your left over the right. Take it up, Asana. Take your bottom off the ground. And let's do that 3 more times. Bow pose and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross your right over the left. Take it up, Asana. 2 more times. Go back into boat and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross the left over the right. Take it up, Asana. Lift your bottom up. Last time, boat pose. Challenge yourself and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross the right over the left and then take it up, Asana. Okay, coming onto your belly, so lying on your side and then onto your belly for locust. Take your hands just under your shoulders here first. Tops of the feet down to the ground. Take your arms by the sides. Shoulders taking them away from the ears. Pull the navel in. Lift your legs. Lift your arms off the ground. Keep lifting. Draw the navel in towards the spine. Lift up for locust. A little stronger. Lifting up. And then slowly release. Come back into child's pose to take the toes down to the ground and then push yourself back, arms forward or arms by the side for child's pose. So sit down into the heels and then let the forehead rest. Releasing. Cow face posture is our next posture. Crossing your legs. You may do cow face posture lying on your back, and I'll show you that version. Cow face posture with our band too, adding our arms into this. So if you have a band, you have a strap, you have a house coat tie, anything that you would like to use. Taking your right leg, place it over top of the left leg. The goal is to have our knees on top of each other. So left knee on top of the, or right knee, sorry, on top of the left knee. Arms may come into this pose also. That would be taking your right arm up and back. So take your arm up and then take your hand behind. Wrap your left hand around. The goal is to hold onto your hands. If you're not there just yet, because this is a really big posture to get into, use your strap. So hold on to the strap with your right hand, bend the elbow, take your left hand around, and then hold on to the strap. Walk your hands closer together. The other option would be lying on your back and crossing your legs over top of each other, holding on to the ankles or legs down. And then give yourself a little hug. You can open up through the chest. So finding the option that works for you. And then we've been holding cow face probably for a while. So we're coming out of cow face posture. And then making our way to the other side. Okay, this time taking our left leg on top of the right leg. You may be here without the arms, or adding the arms would be taking your left arm up, taking the strap behind, holding on to the strap or your hands, walking your hands closer together. Left elbow coming up towards the sky. And everyone slowly releasing. Release your legs. Okay, here, windshield wiper. Knees side to side, so take your feet wider than the waist. Okay. And release. Come back into butterfly. Hero, the first pose that we did at the beginning. And so sitting on your heels. If this is not comfortable for you, for your knees, you may sit cross-legged. I always like to sit on a block for hero too, and you can have one block or two blocks. And the higher you are, the better it is for taking the pressure off of your knees. Sitting in hero, place your hands, palms down. Close your eyes. And then just let yourself feel rooted down into the ground again. Opening up your eyes. And then slowly release to butterfly. You may use cushions or you may use your blocks to place them. So it's going to be onto the outside of the knees to let them rest. Without a block, taking both of your feet in towards your groin. A little shift through your body. And then open up your feet like a book. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Your elbows, they come down into the inner thighs, pressing down, opening up a little bit more into the inner thighs. With the next inhale breath, coming up. And release. Sage pose. Be next. Taking both legs in front of you, knees bent first here, and then sit up nice and tall. Extend both legs in front of you. Take your right leg and take it up and over the left leg. Left toes up towards the sky, making your stance, your pose stronger here, as if you're standing into the ground. Sitting up nice and tall, right hand down towards the ground, further back from the body, we're adding the twist. So this is Sage Pose C, or Shavasana C. Hand down to the outside of the right knee, or the left elbow comes onto the outside. Sitting up nice and tall with a nice big inhale breath. Exhale breath, rotating. looking over the right shoulder. Keep flexing your left foot. Our spine is straight. So use that push off of the left or the right hand to help keep that back up. With that inhale breath, hold with the exhale breath, coming back to the center. Releasing. Just a little twist to the other side. And everyone release into the other side. Shavasana C. Sage pose C on the other side. Take your left leg up and over the right leg. Sit up tall, take your left hand behind. So hold onto the outside edge of the left knee or elbow onto the outside. Inhale, sit up tall, back straight. Exhale, twisting, rotate. Last part, looking over the shoulder. Flexing, right foot. Toes up towards the sky. Inhale, you're holding. With the exhale breath, make your way back to the center. Twist to the other side. Release. Dolphin Pose. It's our next pose coming up. Bend to the knees, come to the side of the body. Take both of your hands forward to all fours. Okay, Dolphin Pose. It's a nice little one to take pressure off of our wrist. So step forward with the right wrist and then the left wrist. Come into downward facing dog. And then come onto your forearms. Draw your bottom up to the sky. You may need to walk your feet a little bit closer to the elbows. And slowly release. Sit back into Child's Pose. Sit back with the heels. Child's Pose, arms forward or to the sides. And releasing to Camel. Standing on your knees for Camel. Toes down to the ground. Okay, root yourself down into the ground. Draw your spine up, tailbone down to the ground. Relax your shoulders. Draw the navel in. Pull everything into the center, midline of your body. Camel Pose. Take your hands, your heels of your hands onto the lower back, fingers pointing down. You may add a back bend here. You may release your hands to hold onto the heels of your feet. Lifting your heart up towards the sky. Keep lengthening through your spine so you're not squishing into the lumbar spine. Slowly releasing out of Camel. And then everyone release to Child's Pose. Uncurl the toes. Everyone arms forward for this one. And releasing, walking your arms over to the left side and let the forehead rest. And releasing, walk your arms over to the right side, feeling the light coming through the left side of our body now. Release again, coming back to the center. And release, make your way up to all fours. Toes down to the ground, half bow. Half bow, version of half bow. You may do this on your belly, which I'll show you first. It would be holding your ankle, let the forehead rest, and a pelvic tilt, pushing your top of your thigh, your hip flexors down into the ground. Or on all fours, lifting up your left leg, hold on to your ankle, left ankle with the right hand, and then kick your leg away. Pull the navel in, keep pulling in, keep kicking away, keep holding, and then slowly release into the other side. So lifting up, right leg, take the left hand around, hold on to the ankle, pull the navel in, and then kicking away, lifting up. Keep kicking, 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 and then slowly release into child's pose. Curl the toes. Coming up, nice and strong, so feel yourself rooted down into the ground, still holding onto your mat with your finger pads. So take that pressure off the wrists. Okay, sitting back and then coming back to the side of the body. Bridge. Our next posture, rolling over to your back. With bridge, you may hold onto your ankles, or you may take your arms, walk your shoulders under, and then hold onto your hands. We're always looking up towards the sky for a bridge. You may also place a block between your knees for bridge, which I really enjoy doing. So I'll show you that option too. If you have a pillow or a block, you may place it between your knees. Okay. Always looking up to the sky. Root yourself down to the ground. See if you can touch your heels here. And then lift your bottom, your pelvis up towards the sky. Now you can hold on to the heels or walk your shoulders under, and then hold on to your hands. The closer your palms are together, the deeper the stretch it is into the shoulders. Never pressing too much onto the head, please. Pressing onto the backs of your shoulders, your arms. Your arms are under. Slowly releasing. Draw the pelvis down. If you have your block between your knees, you can take it away. Sit down to the ground. Legs up the wall will be next. Lift your legs up towards the sky. Flex both feet. Arms down towards the ground, palms down. Engage your bandhas, core strength. Taking your legs down about 10 inches down to the ground. And just keep holding, pull the navel in, stay strong, stay strong. And then slowly take the legs up, bend through the knees, take your knees in towards the chest, and then extend your left leg straight down towards the ground, keeping the left foot flexed. Hold on to the right knee. Arms may come up and over top onto your shin. Keep holding. And then slowly release. Take your left knee in towards the chest. Extend your right leg down to the ground. Hold on to the left leg. Holding onto your shin. Slowly release. Take your right knee into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And then into happy baby. So take the legs up, turn your knees out to the sides, hold on to the knee pits, your ankles, the outside edges of your feet or the big toes. You may have your feet parallel to the ceiling, or they just may come down to the ground. Finding the option that suits you. Let your body settle into the ground. And then release. Take your knees into the chest. Take your left foot down to the ground. Cross your right ankle over the left knee, figure 4. Your left foot may remain down towards the ground, or threading the needle, wrap your hands around the left leg. Hold on. Under the knee pit, or you may hold on to your shin. Flexing both feet. Flexing the feet, taking the pressure off the knees. You may place the right hand onto the inside of the right knee. Bringing up into the pelvis a little bit more into the right side. Letting yourself settle again. Slowly release. You may take both knees into the chest and then release your right foot down to the ground. Cross your left ankle over the right knee. Here you may remain or wrap your hands around the right leg, threading the needle. Flex both feet, opening up into the left side a little bit more by placing your left hand onto the inside of the knee, then pressing gently out. Slowly release. Knees, draw them into the chest. Then take your legs up and over to the left side. Take your arms in line with the shoulders, arms straight or elbows bent. Turn your head the opposite way of the legs, opening up into the spine a little bit more, so a deeper stretch by placing your left hand onto the outside of the right knee. Feel the opening into the spine with the twist, your chest, your shoulder. Let your body feel heavy. Let it sink. And then release. Turn your head back to the center. Draw the legs back to the center. Take your legs up and over to the right side. Arms again in line with the shoulders. Arms straight or the elbows bent. Turn your head the opposite way. Right hand onto the outside of the left knee for a deeper stretch. Feel the stretch into the spine, the shoulder, chest opening up. Let yourself sink again. Let go. Turn your head back to the center. Legs come back to the center. Knees into the chest and hold. You may take your forehead to the knees or nose to knee, and then release. You may do rocking movement side to side or forward back. And then let your body settle. Please do whatever pose or movement that you would like to do before you make your way into Shavasana. Shavasana may be on the side of the body, lying on your back, knees bent. You may find stillness before you move again into Shavasana. And then making your way into Shavasana. Making sure you're nice and warm. So placing a blanket over top of your body. Removing any props away from your body so you don't block your energy flow. Coming to settle in Shavasana, closing your eyes, letting your eye sockets be heavy. Bring your lips together and let them part. Let your facial muscles soften. Let your neck release. Let your shoulders soften. Let your elbows release. Let your hands soften. Coming down your body. Let your chest, let your belly soften. Squeezing your glutes and then let them release. Coming down your legs, past your knees, past your calves, shins. Let them soften. And then releasing out through your toes. Let your body settle. We'll be in Shavasana for a good 5 minutes. You'll notice sounds around you. not focusing on one. I will call you back when it is time. Slowly making your way back to me. Wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. Noticing your breath. You may have a little shift through the body. And then making your way up to a comfortable seated position. If you're lying on your back, bending through the knees, take your right arm above the head and then roll over to the right side to fetal. And coming up on your own time. Placing your hands to your heart center. Thank you everyone for joining me in our Root to Rise class, helping you to feel grounded, helping you to feel strong. Namaste.